I am asking for your permission to sleep with another man.
I need time to process this.
There are moments in life when the ground doesn't shake, the sky doesn't fall, and nothing dramatic happens at all, yet everything you believed in just quietly dies. For me, that moment arrived on a completely ordinary weekday evening. I came home early thinking about dinner and the weekend. My wife was already there, sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of tea she hadn't even touched. The way she looked at me immediately made my stomach tighten. After nearly 2 decades together, I knew every version of her voice, every expression she had, but this one? This was a stranger. She asked me to sit down. What followed wasn't yelling or accusations. It was worse. It was calm words, carefully chosen, delivered like a business presentation. She told me she loved me. She told me she respected me. Then she told me she had developed feelings for someone else and believed exploring them would help her understand herself. She didn't call it cheating. She didn't call it betrayal. She framed it as honesty, as growth, as something progressive. She wanted my approval, my understanding, my participation in her decision to step outside our marriage. I remember laughing once, not because it was funny, but because my mind just refused to accept what I was hearing. I asked her if she understood what marriage meant to me. She told me I was being narrow-minded. She said love didn't have to be exclusive. And that was the moment I realized the woman sitting across from me wasn't the person I had married. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I just told her I needed time to think. That night, I slept on the couch, staring at the ceiling, replaying every memory, every promise, every sacrifice we'd made. By morning, something inside me had shifted. The shock faded, and it was replaced by a cold, hard clarity. If she wanted freedom, she was going to have it, just not on my terms. Over the following weeks, I watched carefully. Not obsessively, not emotionally, just observantly. Her behavior confirmed everything: the late nights, the defensive explanations, the emotional distance wrapped in polite, empty conversation. She believed I would eventually accept her decision, that I would bend the way I always had before. She really underestimated me. I didn't confront her again. Instead, I prepared myself mentally for what was coming. I spoke to professionals, organized my thoughts, and accepted a hard truth. Love without respect isn't love, it's endurance. And I was done enduring. When I finally spoke to her again, it wasn't in anger. I told her I wouldn't live in a marriage where loyalty was negotiable. I told her I wouldn't compete with another man for my own wife. And I told her that whatever she chose next, she would choose it without me. She was stunned. She cried. She accused me of being controlling, of refusing to grow with her. I listened calmly and said nothing. There was nothing left to explain. The separation happened quickly after that. Friends were confused. Some thought I was overreacting. Others quietly admitted they admired my resolve. What they didn't see were the sleepless nights, the quiet grief, the mourning of a future I had believed in so completely. The divorce was finalized without any drama. I didn't seek revenge in the way people expect: no public humiliation, no shouting matches, no spectacle. My revenge, if you can even call it that, was something far simpler. I walked away with my dignity intact. Life has a strange way of redistributing consequences. The relationship she chased didn't last. What begins in secrecy rarely survives reality. I heard through mutual connections that disappointment replaced the excitement pretty quickly. The man she believed understood her so deeply turned out to be no different from anyone else. And I didn't feel satisfaction when I heard that. I just felt confirmation. The months after the divorce were quiet. Painful, yes, but also grounding. I rediscovered who I was without compromise. I rebuilt routines, friendships, and my own confidence. I learned that self-respect isn't cruelty, and that boundaries aren't a punishment, they're protection. One evening, months later, she reached out. She apologized without any excuses this time. She said she finally understood what she had lost. I thanked her for the apology and wished her well. Nothing more. Some doors close permanently, not out of bitterness, but out of necessity. I don't hate her. Hate would mean she still has power over me. I simply accept that our paths diverged the moment she decided loyalty was optional. Today, my life is smaller, but it's so much clearer. I laugh more genuinely. I sleep peacefully. I no longer question my own worth. The betrayal that once felt like complete destruction became a turning point, a painful one, but a necessary one. If there's one thing I learned from all of this, it's this. When someone asks you to betray yourself so they can feel fulfilled, the only correct answer is to walk away. Love should never require self-erasure. She wanted another man. I chose myself, and in the end, that choice saved me.